I can't hear any voice. No.
Middle the glass. O camera is absolutely. Hello. Hello. Okay. Hello. Sir, audio okay? Good.
There's a lot of background noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I kindly request all to please take the seat inside the indoor stadium.
Hello, hello, hello. Check, check, test. Hello, hello, test. Hello, hello. Check, check, check. Hello, test.
May I request all the delegates to occupy the front row? And students kindly be seated from the third row. Ladies and gentlemen, may I kindly request all to please take your seats inside the indoor stadium as we are about to commence the inaugural ceremony. And students, kindly please take your seats in the front rows. Students, kindly please occupy the seats in the front rows.
Recording in progress.
তুমি চুপ 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 কোথায় গেছো গান বলতে?
We request you to kindly take your seats at the earliest. I request all the delegates to take the seats in the front row. Esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, delegates, students, and fellow colleagues. I, Joseph Ashwini, Assistant Professor, Department of Criminology and Forensic Sciences, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to the International Conference on Reimagining Communication in the 21st Century through Sociological, Political, and Economic Lenses. We are gathered here today at a time when communication is not just a means of expression, but a powerful tool of shaping societies, influencing policies, and driving economies. As we navigate an era of digital transformation, media convergence, and global interconnectedness, it is crucial to reimagine communication in ways that foster inclusivity, transparency, and progress. Today promises to be a day of enriching discussions, thought provoking ideas, and meaningful collaboration. So, let's begin this exciting journey together with enthusiasm and curiosity. May I now request everyone to kindly rise as our respected chief guest and esteemed dignitaries make their way to the dais. Music has the power to inspire. A college anthem symbolizes the institution's values, spirit, and commitment to excellence. To mark the beginning of this significant event with a spirit of unity and academic excellence, may I request everyone to kindly remain standing for the Philos anthem.
सब्जी वाला घटा के यहाँ पे नीचे लगा दिया उसने टपरी लगा ली नीचे लगा दी पूरी सेट ही हो गई इसके ठीक है यार जहाँ लोग फ्लैट करते हैं जहाँ എല്ലാത്തിനും एक टाइम
Illuminates we sing. Illuminates we are. Illuminates we sing. Illuminates we are. I think from mountains apart. Illuminates we stand. Same time to you.
न्याय खतरनाक है हाँ? न्याय मोड़ खतरनाक है खतरनाक नहीं है लोगों के खबर नहीं है हाँ जी आराम से कर लो लोगों की ना खबर नहीं ठीक है मैं ऐसे करती हूँ पीछे निकल जाती हूँ सीधी से
Thank you. Please be seated. As we begin this international conference, let us take a moment to pray. May the Almighty bless this gathering with wisdom, harmony, and fruitful discussions. May His grace guide us toward knowledge, collaborations, and a successful conference that inspires positive change. To extend a warm welcome to our distinguished gathering, it is my immense pleasure to invite Dr. Ravi J.D. Saldana, Principal, St. Philomena's College, to deliver the welcome address. Please join me in welcoming him.
Your Grace, Most Reverend Bernard Moraes, the President of the Management of St. Philomena's Educational Institutions and the Apostolic Administrator of the Diocese of Mysore, distinguished dignitaries on the dais, esteemed delegates, research scholars, faculty members, invitees, students, ladies and gentlemen. I extend a warm welcome to all of you to St. Philomena's Autonomous College, Mysore. This is a momentous occasion. It's an honor and privilege for St. Philomena's College to host the International Conference on Reimagining Communication in the 21st Century, Sociological, Political, and Economic Perspective, being organized by the Postgraduate Department of Studies and Research in Journalism and Mass Communication for a period of 2 days. We are delighted to have approximately 150 delegates from across 28 states joining physically and virtually. The very presence of them through hybrid mode here today is an evidence to the significance of this global conference, and we are proud to have all of them participating in this intellectual gathering. There will be 130 research paper presentations, 130 offline and 10 online during the conference. A total of 112 abstracts have been received for publication in the conference proceedings. Further, it is with great pride that we announce the distinguished lineup of our panelists, comprising 19 esteemed individuals of national and international repute. This illustrious group includes vice chancellors and distinguished personalities holding positions of equivalent or higher stature. Thus, we are proud to say this will make our conference truly an international one. This conference boasts a unique distinction, bringing together a vast array of resource persons and delegates from around the world to engage in a vibrant and intense exchange of views, knowledge, and experiences. On this occasion, we are deeply honored to have His Grace, Most Reverend Bernard Moras, the Apostolic Administrator of Diocese of Mysore and the Chairman of the governing body of St. Philomena's Autonomous College, Mysore. We are grateful that despite his busy schedule, His Grace has graciously accepted our invitation to deliver the presidential address and bless our conference. Your Grace, please accept our heartfelt welcome. Indeed, it's our immense pleasure to welcome Dr. D.V. Guru Prasad, former Director General of Police, former Director of Department of Information, Government of Karnataka, who is also the chief guest of today's graceful event. Dr. Prasad will be introduced to us and Sir will be addressing to us a little later. We are grateful to him for courteously and gladly accepting our invitation for becoming the chief guest of this occasion today. Welcome to you, respected sir. On behalf of everyone present here, I cordially and respectfully welcome Professor Srinivas Melkote, Professor Emeritus, Bowling, Green State University, United States, a renowned Professor Emeritus who is currently serving as an honorary professor at St. Philomena's Educational Institution for a brief tenure. It's largely due to his guidance, tireless efforts, and vision that we have been able to secure this international conference. In fact, it's no exaggeration to say that he is the mastermind behind the entire event. It will be our pleasure to listen to his keynote address shortly. He'll be taking the stage in a few moments from now for his keynote address, marking a highlight of our international conference. Welcome to you, dear Professor. I extend a pleasing welcome to our Rector, Reverend Father Dr. Lourdes Prasad Joseph. He is also the administrative head of St. Philomena's Educational Institutions. This conference has been made possible and has taken shape due to his invaluable support and expert guidance. A hearty welcome to you, dear Father. We have on the stage two visionary architects of this international conference, Dr. Venugopala Gowda MK, Head of the Department of Postgraduate Studies, Research and Mass Communication and Journalism, and Dr. Vagdevi HS, Assistant Professor, PG Department of Studies and Research in Mass Communication and Journalism. As conveners of this esteemed event, they have worked tirelessly, relentlessly over the past 1.5 months to bring this vision to life. Their meticulous planning, flawless execution, and never-ending dedication have been the driving forces behind the success of this conference. We are deeply appreciative for their tireless efforts and proud to acknowledge their invaluable contributions. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Venugopal Gowda and Dr. Vagdevi to this momentous occasion. With all our charming and cheerful greetings, we extend a hearty welcome to all our administrative and academic heads, teaching, non-teaching staff of the college. A hearty welcome to you all. It's a distinct privilege to welcome our distinguished gathering, comprising esteemed principals, venerable chairpersons of universities, industry delegates, research scholars, postgraduates, and undergraduate students. Kindly accept our warmest welcome, and we look forward to a stimulating and productive engagement. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. A hearty welcome to you too, sir. I request Dr. Venugopal, sir, to kindly welcome our principal. Thank you, sir. Now, I request the dignitaries to formally inaugurate the conference by pouring of grains into the earthen pot. This act represents growth, prosperity, and the nurturing of new ideas and knowledge. The earthen pot, deeply rooted in our cultural heritage, stands for sustainability, simplicity, and grounded wisdom, while the grains signify fertility, abundance, and the blossoming of creative and intellectual pursuits. As we pour the grains, we invoke the spirit of collective growth, inclusivity, and fostering of innovative thoughts, hoping that this academic gathering will sow seeds of learning that will grow and flourish in the years to come. Thank you, dignitaries. As we continue to celebrate the spirit of innovation, it is my great pleasure to introduce a special moment, the official release of Book of Abstract. May these ideas inspire meaningful conversations, discussions, and inspire future research. To formally launch the Book of Abstract, may I request the dignitaries to unveil the book. Dignitaries. Now, as His Grace Dr. Bernard Morris, Apostolic Administrator, Diocese of Mysore, has other commitments and will be leaving us early, we kindly invite him to share his address and extend his blessings and wishes to us.
as we begin the reimagining communication of the 20th century, I greet all the dignitaries on the dais, as well as all of you dear friends who are in the audience. I wish this international seminar God's blessing and success. I'm sure with all of you present here, the conference will yield the expected results and will go a long way in understanding the present problems and the challenges in communication. I'm not an expert in communication, but still, I would like to place before you few thoughts. The importance of social communication is about building a long-lasting connection and relationship with people who exist in our life already and those who are yet to come. It is a way of showing you care. Social communication is an essential part of any relationship. People communicate for many reasons, such as sharing information, expressing feelings, conveying opinions, making decisions together, etc. Communication helps build relationships by understanding one another better and hence forming connection. Therefore, the importance of social communication plays a significant role in our lives and lives of the society. In today's world, everybody speaks about AI, artificial intelligence. That is the talk of the day, I would call it. And this is why I would just like to place before you what the Church, the Vatican, has commented on this topic. Technology's progress is a part of God's plan for creation. It's a God's plan, but people must take responsibility for using technologies like artificial intelligence to help humanity and not to harm individuals or groups. Like any tool, AI is an extension of human power. And while its future capabilities are unpredictable, the Vatican Communication Department of the Vatican on January 28th, the day after International Holocaust Remembrance Day, said, the atrocities committed throughout the history are enough to raise deep concerns about the potential abuses of AI. The document focused particularly on the moral use of technology and on the impact artificial intelligence already is having or could have on international relationships, education, work, art, healthcare, law, warfare, and international relationships. AI technology is used in advertising, self-driving cars, autonomous weapons, security and surveillance systems, factory robotics, and data analysis, including in healthcare. Like any product of human creativity, AI can be directed towards positive or negative ends, says the document of the church. When used in ways that respect human dignity and promote the well-being of individuals and communities, it can contribute positively to the human occasion. Yet, as in all areas where humans are called to make decisions, the shadow of evil also looms here, where human freedom allows for the possibility of choosing what is wrong. The moral evaluation of this technology will need to take into account how it is directed or used. Human beings, not machines, make moral decisions. So it is important that ultimate responsibility for decisions made using AI rest with the human decision makers, and that there is the accountability for the use of AI at each stage of the decision-making process. While artificial intelligence can quickly perform some very complex tasks or access vast amounts of information, it's not truly intelligent, at least not in the same way human beings are. Human intelligence also involves listening to others, empathizing with them, forming relationships, and making moral judgments, actions which even the most sophisticated AI programs cannot do. Between a machine and a human, only the human can be sufficiently self-aware to the point of listening the following voice of conscience, discerning with the prudence, and seeking the good that is possible in every situation. The Vatican document issued several warnings and cautions calling on the individual users, developers, and even governments to exercise control how AI is used and to commit to ensuring AI always supports and promotes the supreme value of the dignity of every human being and the fullness of human occasion. AI could be used to perpetuate marginalization and discrimination, create new forms of poverty, widen the digital divide, and worsen existing social inequalities. While AI promises to boost productivity in the workplace by taking over mundane tasks, the document said it frequently forces workers to adapt to the speed and demands of the machines rather than the machines being designed to support those who work. Parents, teachers, students also need to be careful with their reliance on AI. It is said they need to know its limits. Lastly, my dear friends, the extensive use of AI in education could lead to the students' increased reliance on technology, eroding their ability to perform some skills independently and worsening their dependence on screens. While AI may provide information, it does not actually educate, which requires thinking, reasoning, and discerning. With this, I wish the conference God's blessing. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Your Grace. I now invite Ms. Nayana Biyar, Assistant Professor, Department of Criminology and Forensic Sciences, to introduce our distinguished chief guest.
Respected dignitaries on the desk and off the desk, good morning and welcome. It is an honor to stand before you today to introduce an extraordinary individual, someone whose life and work epitomize dedication, intellect, and untiring commitment to the betterment of society. I am privileged to present Dr. D.V. Guruprasad, a man of remarkable achievements and numerous accolades. Dr. Guruprasad's journey has been one of the academic brilliance and relentless pursuit of excellence. After completing his BSc from Bangalore University and earning master's degree in English literature from Karnataka University, he began his career as a journalist. However, his true calling led him to the Indian Police Service in 1976, where he embarked on an illustrious career in Karnataka cadre. Demonstrating exceptional dedication to public service and an insatiable thirst for knowledge, he achieved his PhD in English literature while serving as Superintendent of Police. Throughout his distinguished career, Dr. Guruprasad has left indelible mark in various roles. He handled complex communal challenges with unmatched tact and integrity. His tenure as Commissioner of Police of Hubli Dharwad is fondly remembered for fostering trust and harmony. Remarkably, he holds the unique distinction of leading both the state CID and state intelligence wings, serving under 3 chief ministers from diverse political backgrounds. Dr. Guruprasad's contribution to police training and recruitment stand as a testament to his commitment of transparency and integrity. His innovative methods set a new standard for fairness in public service. Beyond the realm of law enforcement, as the director of the Karnataka State Road Transport Corporation, where he successfully restructured the organization into 4 independent entities. Internationally trained in security and investigation, Dr. Guruprasad has also championed numerous social causes. In collaboration with UNICEF, he led the gender sensitization project of Karnataka Police, addressing key issues affecting children, women, and senior citizens. His exemplary service has been recognized with prestigious honors, including the Police Medal and the President's Police Medal. Even in retirement, Dr. Guruprasad's contribution continued to inspire. As CEO of MS Ramaya Group of Institutions, he played a pivotal role in establishing a private university. For over 8 years, he has mentored countless civil service aspirants, shaping the future leaders of public administration in India. As a visiting professor and a motivational speaker, his influence spans academic institutions, police training centers, and literary forums across India and beyond. A prolific author, Dr. Guruprasad has enriched the literary world with an impressive 98 books in Kannada and English. His passion for travel has taken him to 56 countries, yet he remains deeply rooted in Bengaluru, where he continues to inspire lives. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Guruprasad is more than just a former IPS officer. He is a scholar, administrator, mentor, and an inspirational figure whose life serves as a shining example of service, intellect, and integrity. Let us unite our voices in our electrifying round of applause to honor and welcome the dynamic and inspirational Dr. D.V. Guruprasad. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, panelists, and my dear students. Despite whatever that was said about me just now, most of you must be wondering what a former policeman is doing in inaugurating this international conference on communications. What was left out during my introduction was that I wanted to be a journalist always. When I was in high school, I was impressed by one of my relatives who was a journalist who could really make and break people, make and break governments. I met him and I wanted to be like him. And when I told my father that I wanted to be like that editor of a newspaper, which is even now existing, people at my home said, what is there in journalism? Only people who are failures become journalists. That was one opinion at that time. The second opinion was most of the journalists, that is working journalists, I am not talking about teachers, most of the working journalists are addicted to alcohol. They do not have proper family life. Why do you want to waste your life becoming a journalist? But I was fixated in my mind to become a journalist. My parents were fixated in their minds that their son, only son, should be an engineer. I got very poor marks in SSLC and PUC. My father tried his best to get me admitted to an engineering college. I did not get admission. Then I was offered a management seat for 30,000 rupees. I said, nothing doing, I will not pay. I will not make my father pay 30,000 rupees as donation. So finally they made me attend a BSc course. I was sent to a very prestigious college in Bangalore to do my BSc. BSc science was not at all my interest. I told your principal that science is not my cup of tea. I did not do well in the first year BSc. I passed in the first attempt. Second year BSc, second attempt. Third year BSc, I failed. For 1 year, I had nothing else to do. Then suddenly I remembered, now that I have failed, I can easily become a journalist. And then when my father asked me, look, you are a very big failure. Nobody is going to give you any seat in any college. So what do you want to be? I said, I want to be a journalist. He said, even to become a journalist, you should have at least a degree. You don't even have a degree. Then there were no website, nothing. I searched and searched. There was not a single department in Bangalore or in Karnataka which was offering a journalism post-graduation course at that time. There was only one course that was being given by Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan in Bangalore that was giving a course in a diploma in journalism. That was the only course at that time. So then somebody said to become a journalist, you should at least get an MA degree. So I said, okay, I will apply for an MA degree. Somehow or the other in the supplementary examination, I got my degree, I passed my BSc examination. And then when I went to the university for getting admitted, first I wanted Kannada literature. I did not get admission. I tried for English literature. They said, how can a BSc failed student come and demand admission to a course? Nothing doing. For 17 times I knocked at the door of my professor. 18th time, his wife got pity on me, made her husband give me admission. One lady, one girl student who was to get admitted, she did not come. Thank God, may her live in peace. Her seat was given to me. And I got into MA. I passed out of MA. And then I wanted to be a journalist because I wanted to be a journalist. And my parents were not willing to send me to Bangalore. I was in Dharwad at that time. They said there is Samhita Karnataka in Hubli. It's a very old and renowned newspaper. So you joined Samhita Karnataka. Samhita Karnataka newspaper it played a very, very prominent role in the freedom struggle of our country. Mr. R.R. Divakar, who was once upon a time member of parliament, a Gandhian, true Gandhian, he was running the paper. I went to him and asked him for a job in the newspaper. He looked at my credentials. I had done well in MA. I had not failed in MA. I got the first rank for the university. So he said, okay, come and join. So I joined Samhita Karnataka as a trainee reporter. That's how my professional journey began. Those were the days when there were only print media. There were no television at all in India. Everyone had to depend on newspaper. And newspapers were being printed in only either like Samhita Karnataka, very big regional headquarters, or in state headquarters. And for the newspapers to reach the reader, it would reach any time after 10 o'clock, sometimes 12 o'clock also. Because Karnataka is a vast state, and it was very difficult to reach the newspapers to people. So the only media at that time which people depended was the radio. Radio also like this. Now, as we are having today, there was no FM radio at all. There was only shortwave and medium wave. And we used to listen to news. And like today, in those days also, nobody really believed in All India Radio News. They said All India Radio, whatever the news that is being given is not true. Sometimes they don't even give the news. So we used to listen to BBC because BBC was giving authentic news. I remember when 1962 war with China, the news was first broadcast by BBC rather than All India Radio. Similar thing happened in 1965 Indo-Pak war. Anyway, those were the only media. There was no other entertainment at all. Today, you people are overloaded with entertainment. Those days, we never had any entertainment at our fingertips. The only entertainment we had was to go for a drama performance or a music performance or at best a movie theater. Anyway, things changed. And my father, who had told me that I'm a nalayak and who could not pass the BSc examination, asked me to appear for the UPSC examination. So I took it as a challenge, whether a BSc failed student can crack the UPSC examination. And I cracked the first time. I wanted to become an IAS officer. I wanted to join the Indian Administrative Service. I could not get the first time, so I let it go. I appeared again. The second time also I passed. Again, I got income tax service. I didn't want to go to income tax at all. That also I let it go. Third and the last chance, I appeared. Third time also I got IPS. And I thought it is written by God that I must don the police uniform. I did not become a journalist. I did not become a social worker. Finally, I joined the police department. 35 years, I worked in the police department. It gave me a lot of satisfaction. But in the heart of my heart, I wanted to be only a journalist because writing has been my passion all the time. So when I was in the MA, I must recount this episode. When I was studying for my MA, as a student, I was asked to be a liaison officer for Mr. R.K. Narayan, the famous novelist who is from Mysore. I had to bring Mr. Narayan all the way from Belgaum airport to Dharwad and take him back there. So Mr. R.K. Narayan, when he was going back in the airport, I asked him, "Sir, I want to be a writer like you. Can you give me some tips?" He looked at me. Probably I was the first person who was asking him any tips on writing. He told me, "Look, if you want to be a writer, you must write in a very, very simple language. Whatever you write must be understood by the commonest person who has not even passed metric examination. That was the first advice I got. And he also told me, writing in a simple language is not at all easy. It is very, very tough. You're a student of literature, writing simple is not simple. Then I said, okay, I will try. Then he said, you have to practice and practice and practice. Every day you have to write 200 words, minimum 200 words, and don't be interested in publishing what you write. You have to write for your own pleasure. So write 200 words. Whatever advice he gave me then, 1972, he gave me that advice in the month of August. Till today, I have followed his advice. I write 200 words every day. When I was introduced, they said, Guru Prasad has written 98 books. Yes, I have written 98 books because every day I write 200 words. And all the 200 words cannot be converted into books. Some are converted, some are not converted. Whatever that can be converted into the books, we have got it converted. So journalism has been my passion. And that is why whenever I get an opportunity to meet journalists, whenever I get an opportunity to meet media persons or students in media studies, I come and address them, share my thoughts. More than sharing my thoughts, I get to know more and more things about media. Probably the Karnataka government also realized that this fellow is bent upon being with media persons. They made me the director of information and publicity for 3 long years. I was with only media persons. So I have seen media persons very, very closely, very close quarters. I know all the top media professionals in India. Well, over the years from 1973, when I worked in Samyutta Karnataka, till now, 2025, I have watched media in a very close manner. What was there in Samyutta Karnataka when I was in 19, there was no television, I already told you. Look at the revolution. In 1975, 76, there was no television. In 1980, there was no television. India, we got the television only somewhere in the beginning of 1980s. And that too, we were all glued to a program, television program. There was only Doordarshan, no other media. Doordarshan programs. Hum Log was the top serial, and then came Mahabharat, then came Ramayan. So we were addicted to this television, and slowly, how slowly the media has transformed, I can't really imagine. Suddenly, at the end of the century, the whole new digital form of media has come. And the way, what it was before 2000 and what it is after 2000, something phenomenal. You cannot really know what is happening. By the time you know what is happening, some new things have happened. So as they call that, there is a lot of impact on society. There is a lot of impact on politics. There is a lot of impact on people in general. The biggest change that has happened after 2000 is that till that time, media was only in the hands of few people. Media was run by rich business individuals, rich people, or the government. Media was not in the hands of ordinary people like you and me. But today, media is in your hands. We all have media in our hands. We can communicate our thoughts very freely with whomever we want. I can only say that there has been a democratization of media. Media has been truly democratized. What democracy did not bring to us in so many years, media has brought it in a very, very short time. But this has also given rise to so many problems. As a police officer, I have encountered lots and lots of problems. The entire social life has been disrupted. There has been a disruption in the media, and because of the disruption in the media, there has been a disruption in society as well. With the with the coming of social media, with Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram, YouTube or podcast or Clubhouse, we all have become our own masters. Every one of us will want to try to express themselves. And I was one of the first, probably I am the first police officer ever in, I mean, any government officer in Karnataka to experiment with Facebook. When I was the DGP CID, Facebook had just then come. If you go to my profile, you will see that I am a member of Facebook since 2009. I am the first IPS officer to be on the Facebook, and I use Facebook very, very effectively for policing, because whenever a very important crime happened, whenever a very, very sensational crime happened, I would mention whatever that has happened and elicit people to give me their feedback. I would elicit, they became detectives. I made people participate in the detection process, in the investigation process. This has helped a lot. But with the improvement in social media, with the widening of social media, fake news has become a very, very big problem. When I joined the media, they said that whatever you write must be the truth and nothing but the truth. And whatever you write should not offend other people. I remember a quotation by Ernest Hemingway. He says, to be a good writer, you have to have two things: compassion and ability to roll with things. If somebody has had bad luck, don't laugh at him, sympathize with him. And if you are having bad luck, don't fight your bad luck, roll with it and bounce back. So the media has to be compassionate. But now, whatever we see in the media is being used only for selfish ends. Earlier, there was selflessness. Now there is selfishness. Earlier, most of the media was used for achieving noble things like the freedom of our own country. Now, media is being used more for entertainment and self-aggrandizement. We have seen hundreds of people dying making reels. Every other day, you see people trying to make reels for the social media and dying. Another thing that I have seen is, because of so much of content all around us, we have not become choosy. We do not know what to choose, what not to leave. So our attention span has become very limited. We watch whatever the feed that comes to us in only 5 seconds or 2 seconds. Probably this will also create some sort of imbalance of a mind. New media, that is the social media, has also given rise to rumor mongering. It has given rise to a lot of law and order problem. Here in Mysore, those of you who are in Mysore know what happened in Gokula extension recently. Purely because of WhatsApp messages, purely because of social media, a police station was attacked in the same city of Mysore. This today's media, the digital media, has also resulted in polarizing people. We have become in two sides. We have become warring groups. It is either you or me. Either you follow me or don't follow me. This sort of trend, we are seeking promotion of entertainment and promotion of self. Children have been addicted to social media, and I feel very, very sorry that instead of studying, they are more interested in watching. Even a 1-year-old, 2-year, I went to Uzbekistan and saw a mother giving her cell phone to a 1-year-old child. 1-year-old child being given cell phone by the mother instead of feeding the child. All these pitfalls have come. I do not know what will happen in the future. We have 75 more years to go in this particular century. As father mentioned, because of artificial intelligence, There'll be more and more and more and more disruption. There'll be more and more and more and more content. Content will be there. We don't know what content to choose, what content to leave. Nobody is there to guide us that this content is good for you, this content is bad for you. We have to decide for ourselves. There'll be no guide. But still, from 1973 till today, when there has been a disruption in the media, we have continued. 2000 21st, 22nd century also, there will be much more disruption. I do not know what is going to happen. As everybody says, artificial intelligence will rule the world. Let us see how we take it. The 2-day conference that you people, lot of important dignitaries, experts in the field have come from all over the world. You will deliberate on what will happen during the next 75 years. I wish this conference all success. I thank you very, very much for inviting me to Mysore and listening to me. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and invaluable insights. We are truly grateful for your presence today. I now invite Mr. Ravitej SP to introduce our esteemed keynote speaker. Thank you, His Grace, for your presence here today. We are truly grateful for your presence here today. Thank you. I now invite Mr. Ravitej SP to introduce our esteemed keynote speaker.
Good morning, respected dignitaries, speakers, esteemed participants, dear faculty members, and students. It is an absolute privilege to stand before you today and introduce Professor Srinivas R. Melkote, whose contribution to the field of communication, media studies, and development have been both profound and transformative. Dr. Melkote's academic journey is a testament to his relentless pursuit of knowledge and interdisciplinary scholarship. He holds a PhD in mass communication and an MA in journalism from the University of Iowa, USA. His academic foundation was laid in India, where he earned an MPhil in sociology from Osmania University and MS in communication from Bangalore University. Since 1984, Dr. Melkote has been an esteemed faculty member at Bowling Green State University, Ohio, where he has played a crucial role in shaping research and teaching in mass communication. His scholarly expertise spans communication for social change, international communication, media effects, and health communication strategies, particularly in HIV and AIDS prevention. His work has earned him widespread recognition. In 2013, he was a commended nominee for the Communication for Social Change Award. In 2016, he was selected as a Fulbright Scholar, a prestigious honor that he humbly declined. His research excellence has been acknowledged through multiple university-wide Teaching Excellence Awards at BGSU and the Equit Novi Award for Best Paper in Journalism Research in 2006. Beyond accolades, Dr. Melkote's impact is best reflected in his groundbreaking publications. His book, Communication for Development in the Third World, Theory and Practice, has become a cornerstone text in development communication studies worldwide, with its third edition published in 2015. His other notable work, Development Communication in Directed Social Change, a reappraisal of theory and practice, was published in 2012, further solidifying his influence in the field. His contributions go beyond Bowling Green State University. Over the years, he has served as a visiting professor at prestigious institutions, including the University of Mysore, the University of Hyderabad, and the University of West Indies. These engagements have allowed him to share his expertise with scholars and students across the globe, further enriching the field of communication studies. Dr. Melkote's work stands as a powerful reminder of the role communication plays in social change, policy development, and global discourse. His dedication to research, teaching, and mentorship has influenced scholars, students, and practitioners worldwide. It is an honor to have him with us today. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Srinivas R. Melkote. Over to you, sir.
I'm setting my stopwatch because I don't want to go over time. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Good morning and namaskara to all the ladies and gentlemen, my colleagues, students, and all of those who are joining us online around the globe. I wish to thank the organizers for this opportunity to address you, and I also want to commend St. Philomena's College and the Department of Journalism and Communication for putting together this conference. Recently, an acquaintance at a party, we got talking about philosophy, and he said, "Have you read the book, The Apprentice?" Apparently, this book has been around for a very long time, written by Paul Coelho. And I had not read it, so I read it. And that's how I feel today in terms of the essence of that book. To give you very clearly what the book is about in about 2 or 3 sentences, here is a teenage boy living somewhere in the Middle East who gets a dream that there's a pot of gold near the pyramids in Egypt. And this happened 200 years ago. And so he sets out on a journey across countries at that time to find this pot of gold. He travels on camels and, he goes through all kinds of cities. He gets robbed, he gets cheated. He loses everything he has, but he keeps going on this journey. He goes over the desert, which is a life and death situation. Finally, to cut a long story short, he reaches the pyramids and he goes to that place where the gold is hidden. He digs and he doesn't find any gold. Instead, he finds a note. Actually, the gold is hidden in this one place, in this one country, behind 2 palm trees that go crisscross like that. Right below that is the pot of gold. He then remembers that his home, there are 2 palm trees that grow like this. So he comes back home and digs there and finds pot of gold. So the essence of this story is, as young people, we go around the world in search of things, but ultimately we come back. My life started in Mysore. I was born in Cheluvamba Hospital by Sayaji Rao Road. And I've literally gone around the world and I am back here. The kind of joy that you get is not, I cannot express through words. Finally coming home. I've been here for 3 months and It has been wonderful. The two speakers before me have made some very interesting points about journalism and communication. And so I don't have to repeat some of the things that they said. I'm going to take that and I'm going to build on that in my speech today. I also wandered around after I finished my PUC. I had no idea what I wanted to do in life. All I wanted was drink Taj Mahal beer and party. But I went through the route of BSc in physics, chemistry, and mathematics, which I hated. Instead of taking 3 years, I took 5 years. And then I got into journalism and communication. I absolutely loved it. And I haven't left that field. So today, we are gathered here for this conference, which is going to look at what are we going to do in the 21st century with all these kinds of innovations in media and technology, and what are the rewards and what are the challenges. So what I would like to do is start from where we began and how we came to today from a communication theory perspective. Just like the last 2 decades of the 19th century, when all kinds of innovations and inventions were taking place, like the telegraph, the telephone, films, wireless, like people like Marconi, the railroads. I mean, a lot was happening in the last 2 decades of the 19th century that paved the way for all the wonderful mass media that we got in the early decades of the 20th century. For example, radio, the film. Similarly, I feel that the last 2 decades, or rather the last decade of the 20th century, has done pretty much the same for the 21st century. So what I want to do is kind of walk through where we have been, where we are today, and for most of the 20th century, people and their cultures were boxed in by their dominant media channels and sources in an information world where top-down communication flowed from a dominant source to a passive public. However, in the past 45 years or so, that is the waning decades of the 20th century, and I am so lucky that I witnessed all of this, all these wonderful things that were happening in front of me. I was there, and I feel so fortunate. We saw media systems transform in a mere 45 years from a predominantly national systems to a truly global landscape where the media are multicultural and global in character. Today, we see the domination of communication and information landscape by social media, as the previous speakers have talked, that are global in character, and the emergence of AI in information and entertainment. How did this transformation occur? after the mid 1980s. While the results may be many, I will focus only on the changes in media technology as a prime mover and influencer. I acknowledge the complexity of analyzing the growth of media in the context of globalization for the following reasons, also mentioned earlier. The invention of ever newer information and communication technologies characterized by convergence of media, the rise of mobile and social media, plus their ever increasing flexibility and accessibility, the ready and easy circulation of information via digital and social networks, the shrinking of physical space, and the globalization of foreign formats to fit local needs and interests. So I would like to start with the mid 1970s when I was a master's student at Bangalore University. It was a very different world then. We were ruled by the legacy media, such as newspapers, magazines, radio, television. They served as our eyes and our ears to the outside world. We have to remember what Marshall McLuhan said: the medium is the message. So, in just 5 words, McLuhan neatly predicted that all media, simply because of their structure, exhibit biases. So, what were the biases of the legacy media? The flow of information was one way, from a dominant source to a passive receiver. Content that was curated according to the rules and conventions of bureaucrats and technocrats. The content was authoritative and it inhibited interaction between the members of the audience and with the audience. Since there were no pathways for the audience to interact with each other, we essentially had countries with captive media audiences within national borders or linguistic groups. The idea of a powerful mediated social network among the people existed only in sociology textbooks. As we moved into the 1980s, it started changing so fast. I was the first student at my US university to use a word processor for my master's thesis. desktop computer with floppy disks. And then after that, it moved on. So with the floppy disk, I could receive information, I could store information. Well, about that much. But very soon, we got email. Now I could communicate with all my colleagues in my own university and around the world. That was amazing. Okay. And basically, I can go on and on and on about some of these things. Basically, what digitization did was helping the consumers or the audiences like me and you to create, store, and easily transmit information. It started the process of mediated social networking. But we had to wait to the 1990s. And 1990s was a fantastic decade. 1994, somebody came up with www, which we take for granted today, where you can send large files and receive files instantly. And then there was Windows 95. If some of you from that time, when Windows 95 arrived in our offices, oh my God, it's like a little kid getting a chocolate. And then the mouse, then the clickable mouse, you know, and yeah. So we're running out of time. So I'm going to, this went on. And in 2007, we got, what did we get? Some of you young people, 2007, iPhone. iPhone was that's it, game changer. And then mobile phones, their integration into e-commerce, we have a brand new world. Of course, I should also talk about the increase in broadband width from 2 gigs, you know, I'm sorry, from 20 gigs all the way to 500 gigs today. It's just amazing. So here we are. And now suddenly we have the AI. I don't have to tell you anything about AI because the previous speakers have told you all the things that AI can do and all the dangers that we have to be open. So I'm going to conclude by saying that this conference is taking place at a very good time. We are gathered here to reimagine communication in the 21st century. That includes emerging media as well as AI. Our expert panels here will dissect several issues, such as media in contemporary social settings, political settings, media economics in the 21st century, especially the use of digital inclusion and economic development, the promises and challenges of harnessing AI in a digital landscape, media ethics, and media regulations. And finally, cultural hybridization, which is in my panel. So all of these are panels that we are going to be listening to in the next 2 days, besides the papers afterwards. So I'm very excited, and I hope you are too, to indulge in some good discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your profound insights and thought-provoking address. Now, to express our gratitude to everyone who contributed to the success of this event, I now invite Dr. Vagdevi HS, convener of this conference, to deliver the vote of thanks.
respected dignitaries, esteemed speakers, distinguished guests, faculty members, delegates, and dear students. As we conclude this inaugural ceremony of the International Conference on Reimagining Communication in the 21st Century, Sociological, Political, and Economic Perspective, it is my privilege to stand before you to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing committee. First and foremost, I extend my deepest gratitude to His Grace, Dr. Bernard Morris, Apostolic Administrator, Diocese of Mysore, for his gracious presence and blessings. His guidance has truly, his guidance has always been very invaluable for us, and a heartfelt thanks in his absence we would like to extend. A special thanks to our chief guest, Dr. D.V. Guru Prasad, for taking his time to be with us today and sharing his thought. Your insights has really set a stage for insightful discussion. A small token of appreciation from our side. Sir, I request our rector to please join on the dais. Thank you, sir. I sincerely thank our keynote speaker, Professor Srinivas R. Melkote, for sharing his invaluable perspective and expertise and providing a strong academic foundation. At this moment, I would like to acknowledge that this conference would not have been possible without his unwavering support and belief in us. It is his trust and his encouragement that has brought us to this stage today. And for that, we are really heartily grateful to you, sir. A small token of our gratitude. I request our rector and principal to please present this. A heartfelt thanks to our rector, Reverend Dr. Luth Prasad Joseph, for his trust in us. His commitment to excellence has truly manifested in the success of this international conference. Every time we have approached him, there has never been a no. There is only encouragement, guidance, and a steadfast belief in our vision. His support has been a guiding light, and we are deeply thankful to you, Father. We sincerely thank our beloved principal, Dr. Ravi J.D. Saldana, for his constant encouragement and inspiring us to strive greater heights. Thank you, sir. We thank Father Gnana Prakasan, Campus Administrator, Father Saghai Raj, Assistant Director, Mr. Ronald Prakash Kutina and Mr. Nagraj as Vice Principals, Mr. Thomas Gunasilan, IQAC Coordinator, and Dr. Noor Mubashir C, APG Coordinator, for their timely support. Thank you all. To all our panelists from India and beyond, who have graciously accepted our invitation and joined us in this media ensemblage. Your presence is what has truly made this event what it is, adding the depth, the insight, and the grandeur. We are immensely grateful for your time and your presence here. Thank you all. I would fail in my duty if I do not express my deepest gratitude to our students, the pillar behind this entire event. Their dedication, hard work, and meticulous execution have been the driving force behind this conference. Words fall short in conveying our appreciation for their commitment and effort. Thank you, dear students. It is also at this juncture, I acknowledge my colleagues in the department, the unseen hands and the minds that have tirelessly worked behind the scenes to bring this event into life. I am also deeply grateful to the organizing committee of the ICRC for their support and readiness to assist us at every step. Last but not the least, our delegates and students. You have infused this conference with much needed energy and enthusiasm. Without a doubt, it is your active participation and engagement that makes this event a true success. Thank you one and all, and have a great learning experience.
Thank you, Dr. Vagdevi, for your heartfelt words of appreciation. With this, we conclude the inaugural ceremony. We now invite all our guests and participants to join us for a tea break. Kindly proceed to the left side of the stadium, and we request you to return promptly as per the scheduled program. Thank you. We request all the delegates and the participants to return back to the indoor stadium for panel discussion 1. Kindly take a break for 15 minutes and resume back. Thank you, everyone.